Welcome to the McKinney Vento Homeless Project Leadership Presentation. Today we're going to be discussing homelessness defined, district profile, living situations, homeless student rights, some legal issues, qualification process, transportation, attendance and discipline, campus identification, and how to train your staff. The legal definition for homelessness is a student or child who lacks a fixed, adequate, regular, nighttime residence. They're sharing housing due to loss of housing due to economic hardship, living in hotels, motels, camping grounds, trailer parks, vehicles, etc. Living in emergency shelters or waiting foster care placement, or they're doubled up with another family. Please take a moment to look at the district profile. These are based on the grade levels, the living situations, and also by the ethnicity. During the 15-16 school year, we had 1,403 homeless students throughout Northeast. Some examples of living situations that are considered to be homeless. People lost housing due to apartment fires, natural disasters, substandard housing where there's too many people living in one space, doubled up by living with another family or person due to hardship, eviction or imminent eviction, removed by C.P.A, unaccompanied youth, domestic violence, abuse and or neglect. Due to their homeless status, they have federal student rights that apply to them. The first and most important is immediate enrollment. Parents or guardians or unaccompanied youth who state they are homeless or present themselves as homeless, even without paperwork or ID or birth certificate, are to be immediately enrolled. Once they are enrolled and we receive the student residency questionnaire, we immediately put them on free reduced lunch. Students have the right to attend their school of origin. They may attend the school for which they became homeless, or they may attend the school for the attendance area for where they reside. They may request to attend a district other than their own district, but they will be placed at the closest school to their nighttime residence. Student rights. The right to receive transportation to their school of origin and is to be considered feasible. Traveling time is considered the distance between the school and their nighttime residence. They also may receive transportation within the district using the special transportation request form. They're also allowed to receive and must receive comparable services, opportunities to be participatory in extracurricular activities and supplemental services, for example, tutoring and also counseling. Inclusion. Homeless students are to be educated in the same setting as their housed classmates, not to be segregated or pulled out or identified as a group by the campus. As the McKinney Vento contact on your campus, you are to post the posters that we provide for you in a public area to allow for parents and students to see what homeless rights are and also to see if their situation may apply. FERPA. Homeless students are not to be identified as homeless. Student listings are kept extremely confidential. Please see your homeless liaison for further details on how to obtain your listing of homeless students on your campus. Campuses are immediately to enroll students who are in homeless situations. If the family might be homeless, do not send the family to pupil personnel for enrollment. Call our office. We will be able to conduct an interview over the phone. When in doubt, call our office. If the parent enrolls without documentation and fails to provide the birth certificate, we contact Child Find and also SAPD within 30 days in order to make sure the child is not missing. Qualifications. In order to qualify for homeless student rights, we must initially receive the student residency questionnaire to begin the process. We have 30 days to qualify the student. Disqualified students are to be withdrawn from their home campus, and we will contact you in order to do so. Circumstances at the time of the SRQ are what we take into consideration when we qualify families for possible homeless services. Each family or unaccompanied youth are interviewed by our office. Based on their current living situation, we then determine whether or not they qualify for homeless services. Remember, each case is different, even though they may be similar. With regards to transportation, many of our families are commuting from outside the district. Students transfer buses from Sending District at Pashal Elementary and Crossroads Mall. Some transit times are over an hour depending on the residence. Due to routing and verification of route with adjoining districts, it may take up to 7 days. If the student is no longer living in the attendance area, please call your liaison to update the information and set up transportation. Issues with transportation should be discussed with your liaison to include discipline and the berms. Homeless students experience greater average absenteeism due to couch surfing, unreliable housing, their eviction, their families being unaware of their rights, avoiding their ex-spouse, residing in a hotel, motel, or tent. Campuses are directed not to withdraw homeless students for non-attendance. You must discuss the issues with your liaison prior to withdrawal. Court action is only to be taken once it's been cleared through the McKinney office and myself. Court action is appropriate when absenteeism is not due to their homelessness. However, though, once we are involved, we will be able to support you through an after-hours attendance officer, additional phone calls and supports for families, possible placement at shelters, and multiple other services that we can provide. Why can't I withdraw the student? Homeless students have federal rights through McKinney that allows them to continue in their school of origin. However, though, if their truancy is not due to homelessness and it is preventing them from receiving an education, we can revoke that school of origin right. And once we do so, it immediately begins the district grievance process, and the student and family have 10 days to respond to our demand letter. During that time, the family must continue to be enrolled. Discipline. Homeless students also have higher than average rates of discipline referrals. Many of our students in homeless situations are experiencing PTSD and related issues, such as having witnessed violence. They have unstable housing. They're unable to help their parents or guardians. They lack trust in adults and institutions, have had physical and mental trauma, and little to no support structures or role models. We ask that we be part of the discipline plan as you work with a student and family. When discretionary placement or ISS is being considered, we also ask you to contact us. Homeless students also have summer school and SSI available to them through our department. Homeless students are considered district-wide Title I students. When the time comes for summer school, please contact our office and we'll give you the tuition assistance form. Now, what to look for when families may be homeless. They're unable to provide a proof of residency, statements from the student or the parent that they've lost a job, they're living with another family. The student becomes chronically absent, wearing the same clothes. A CPS referral has been made. No destination when they withdraw from the campus, or they discuss their temporary living arrangement. Withdrawing students should be given a copy of their McKinney rights. Also, they should be given a student residency questionnaire should a family not be in the program, however they're presenting themselves as being homeless upon their withdrawal. Campuses are not to make the determination of the student's qualification for McKinney. Please do not coach the family on how to respond to the liaison's questions. Campus homeless liaison responsibilities. Training. Participate in the in-person training conducted and provided by the McKinney liaison. Conduct staff training for all front office counselors, APs, data processors, and registrars. Provide training documentation and other required compliance documents. Here are a few reminders for the beginning of the school year. Be sure you have the latest student residency questionnaire. You're aware of the immunization waiver. You know the process for qualification. You're aware that there is a link on your website for your campus giving you referrals to outside agencies, and that the student residency questionnaire is not a transportation form. You have to fill that out with the liaison in addition to the student residency questionnaire. And finally, here's our contact information. Thank you for your attention, and we look forward to working with you this next coming school year.